What's up people, and welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. My name is Marvin, and on today's video I am reacting to a video from Walter's World. He is making mainly videos about traveling. Very amazing channel. Go check him out, the link is in the description box. And yes, on today's video I am reacting to the don'ts or things that you should not do when you are traveling the US. This is basically with cultural backgrounds. When you're coming to other countries, traveling through them, you should be prepared, and things that maybe be normal in your country are not normal in the other country. And yeah, this is what we are looking today, and I would say we hop right into that video.
Travelers, Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in Mystic, Connecticut, in a beautiful place here in the U.S. And today what we have for you are the don'ts of visiting the U.S. because anywhere you go in the world, there's things you should do, but there's also things you shouldn't do. And this video is going to just cover the U.S. in general, okay? And our first don't for when you visit the U.S. is don't touch the Americans. Look, Americans really like their personal space. It's like they have a bubble around them, and if you get too close to them, they feel very uncomfortable, okay? So
yeah, okay, this is also pretty normal. In Germany, for example, you have like a big private area around you. So when people that you do not know come very close to you, it's very awkward and like, hey, what are you doing? So this basically
make sure you give them a little distance when you are there, you know, because I know when I go to Italy and Spain and stuff, we're like, Mark, how's it going, all this stuff, and my American friends sometimes go, wow, they're really affectionate. Like, that's just how it is. Here, space is key. The second don't I have for you is don't count on public transportation. Look, when we were in China and we were throughout Europe and South America, we took buses and trains and planes and all kinds of stuff to get all over the place because public transport is really developed. Here in the U.S., you cannot count on public transport to get you a lot of places. Yes, in big cities like New York and Chicago and stuff like that, you can get around with public transport.
Yes, I proudly visited New York City, and I really had no problems with public transportation there. For me, it was very well developed. Trains were coming like every 5 minutes. Very amazing. And I thought it is like overall in the US,
where you want to go. But a lot of towns, small towns especially, in middle-sized cities, the public transportation networks are not very good, and at night sometimes it's not very safe. So that is kind of a frustrating thing. So yes, you're going to probably have to rent a car when you come here, okay? So just have a heads up for that. And that kind of leads into the next don't I have for you, is don't underestimate the size of the US. The United States, it's, you know, continental U.S. is like continental Europe. It's huge. I mean, would you think of driving from, oh, I'm going to do, you know, go from Lisbon to Paris and then go up to Tallinn and then head down to Sofia? No, you're like, that is insanely far. It's the same thing when you come to the U.S.
What? I mean, you know that the U.S. is big, and I really had some friends that were traveling the U.S. by car, so they rented a car there and then drove like around, had a round trip, and they said, man, Marvin, we were like maybe like the whole time in the car. And I thought like, next time you should plan it maybe a little bit better by staying at one place for like 3 to 5 days to dive deeper a little bit in the surrounding, in how the city or the area is. And I think that lots of tourists have problems with that.
Like, oh, I'm going to fly into New York, grab a car, drive down to Miami to see Miami Beach, and then head over to LA. I'm like, dude, you got 2 weeks? You're going to spend the entire time in cars. The distances here are insane.
This is exactly what I mean.
Is picking a region. So, oh, we're going to stay here in New England and see New England. Or we're going to go in the southeast, you know, go to Atlanta and Savannah and Charleston, things like that, or visit the West Coast. You do that to get a better idea of the culture there and things like that, but also it's just the logistics things because it's so far between the places. And to go along with that, for Americans, a 3 to 4 hour drive, that's a day trip. Like, my parents live 3 hours away. I will literally get up, go drive, have lunch with my mom, and then drive back home just for lunch. 6 hours in the car. No big deal. It's about 7 hours we start to think, that kind of is a long drive. And we drive.
But I have to say, for people who are trying to travel a little bit around, there is one way that I think that is very good. Guys, if you already made it, just share your experience in the commentary section. But there is a train track from Boston, Massachusetts down to Washington, DC. And there are lots of different stations. For example, New York City and also Baltimore, I think, or Philadelphia. And by connecting your trip with like the train line down there, that could be sensible to connect your trip with different cities. So that could work.
The entire way through. Okay, this isn't like, oh, I must stop every 2 hours and have a 15-minute break. Oh, no. No. We drive all the way through, okay? Now, my next don't for you when you come here is don't think that the sticker price is the end price. Look, in the U.S., we have sales tax. I know other countries, they have VAT, value-added taxes. They're already put into the price of products. So when you see, oh, it's $1 or €1, oh, I only pay €1. In the U.S., it is not like that. We have sales tax, so a certain percentage is added onto that product. And the thing is, I cannot tell you what the sales tax will be where you're going to travel because it's different everywhere. Cities,
I'm wondering
states,
about that
counties,
now.
Different products have different sales taxes, and some products don't have sales taxes. Some cities don't have sales taxes. Some have 10% sales tax. It can be different.
Really? So I thought that it's like the basic price. I mean, after my trip, I got like the euro amount of what I spent, and I think that maybe I did not calculate it back to the currency course and everything. This could be possible. But I thought this is included, so I'm surprised about that information now.
Anywhere you go. So if you're gonna go get your dollar menu item at a McDonald's or a Culver's or a wherever, it's not gonna be $1. Where I live, there's 2 cities right by where I live. One, it's gonna be $1.08. The other one, it's gonna be $1.09. So be ready for that. And it's not just the sales tax. Also, there could be the tipping on top. And that leads us into the 5th don't, and that is don't forget to tip. Look, in the US, you tip 15 to 20%.
Oh, guys, I have another story here. I were with my class in the US for the very first time in my life. And then we went to a restaurant, everything was good. We had a great meal, and in Germany it's typical that you give like 1 to 2 euros, or let's say like 5%, maximum 10% of tipping. And yeah, we thought, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then we were giving the tip and just went out. I don't know, I did not really see it's a bad deal or something. And yeah, somebody forgot his jacket and went back to the restaurant. And yeah, the waitress was just like a bit, how to say, not unfriendly, but he was a little bit shocked about the little tipping. I think that he thought it was a bad service also, but it definitely was not. And in the next restaurant that we went, we had like a little notice on our bill how much tips you should give, and then we oriented on that, and after that it was okay. But
at a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, before you travel to the US, you have to know
like
about
you don't
such
tip at a
things.
fast food place.
This is
but
not
a sit-down
common
restaurant where they bring you
in
your
Germany,
food and
for
stuff
example.
like that. You will tip them 15 to 20%. If you are in a group of 6 people or more, sometimes they automatically put the gratuity on there, which sometimes can be 18% or something like that. Look, when you come to the US, there's a reason why the food is like so affordable. You're like, wow, it's cheap to go out and eat in the US. It's because there's kind of this understanding that the service fees and paying for the workers and the waitresses and stuff like that, that goes on to you, the person eating there, with the tips. So the food and stuff can be cheaper when you go out to eat. And I know a lot of people say, I don't believe in tipping, and this tipping isn't the right thing. They should pay their people more. Well, if you want to pay more for your food, they can do that. But they...
Yeah, but this point means that the restaurants and everything don't really pay their workers or their waitresses. They are waiting for the customer to pay them. Is that right?
Okay, so tipping is something
it really
do here in the
sounds
US,
like
so
that.
do tip that 15 to 20%. Oh, also, if you're at a bar and you're buying drinks, you're going to want to tip a couple dollars here and there. Otherwise, the bartender might not be too quick to come back and get you your next drink. So falling off of those tips, what you need to realize is our next don't is don't be freaked out by the over-the-top service and free stuff you sometimes get in the US. Look, because of tipping and commissions and stuff like that, yes, there is a lot of over-the-top service here. But the thing is, in the US, the people actually are pretty nice and they want to help people. And sometimes for some travelers, if they come from countries where people don't get a lot of service sometimes, it can be a bit much, so don't freak out about it.
Yes, another thing here, we also went to a restaurant or to a deli for a little breakfast. And yeah, I ordered like some pancakes. Everything was fine. They were really good. But how to say it? I did not really wanted to drink something. And there was a cup of water for free. In Germany, you pay like 3 euros for such things. And this really surprised me and I loved it. And when the cup of water was empty, you still got another one. This was just add-on service. So amazing. This is what I really like about the US. So amazing.
If you go to a restaurant and they bring you bread and water or chips and salsa and all those really good things, that's included in your meal. Okay, so if you're going to be buying something, they're going to give you some free stuff. It might be some bread, it might be a salad, it might be a water, it might be something like that. So don't be like shocked when like, wait, I didn't order this bread, I didn't order this salad. Oh no, that comes with your meal, okay? Now the thing is though, you can't just go in and get chips and salsa and walk out, all right? You actually have to order some food when you go there. Now, the next don't for you is
this would be like for the homeless people a good service.
If you're smoking cigarettes in the US, people will look at you like you're trying to kill their baby. Cigarettes is like totally verboten, like people really frown upon it, which is funny because when they talk about marijuana and stuff like that, people don't seem to care as much, but cigarettes, oh, you're trying to kill my baby with that cigarette 2 blocks away. So if you do smoke, make sure you try to find a place where you can smoke because a lot of restaurants, or pretty much all restaurants, hotels, stuff like that have smoke-free. It's smoke-free, so you got to go like 15 to 20 feet away.
That really surprises me.
So that can be something. So I've come here outside.
Okay, not bad. Yeah, in Germany we also have like these smoking areas, but in general when you go like to the break of your school, just some people are smoking out there, just normal.
Favorite liquor store to give you the next don't, and that is don't try to buy alcohol unless you're 21 or cigarettes unless you're 18 or over in the US. They will not sell them to you. And the thing is, don't forget your ID, because if you look like you're 40 or under, they may ask you for that, and don't get mad at them, because if they don't ask, they could get in trouble and get fined. So don't be surprised, because we've had friends that have come here, try to buy alcohol, and they're like, sorry, you don't look old enough. Oh, I don't have my ID. Too bad. And the thing is, it's not just the person buying. They might ask anybody with you, so make sure everybody has their ID if they want to buy liquor.
What? So everybody who is buying with you. Okay, so in Germany we have like a little trick. So when you are 18 and yeah, you just buy for a friend who's maybe 17, this normally goes or it works. So you just buy that stuff and then you go out and in your car you're just giving him that stuff. He's giving you the money. Everything's good. Yeah, okay. Seems like this is different in the US.
So just
pretty much like that system.
Oh, that's also another thing I have for you is don't bother with the metric system when you come here. We don't use we don't use meters, we don't use kilometers, we don't use liters. It is inches, feet, miles, gallons, pounds, things like that. And I'll put a conversion chart here to show you. But honestly, you may say, hey, how far is it to this next town? And they'll tell you, oh, it's like 60 miles. You're like, what's that? Just know 60 miles, it's about 100 kilometers, okay? So just do that, because the people here won't get it. I mean, I have people, when I'll tell them, oh, it's 100 meters away, they're like, 100 meters? It's like 100 yards. Oh, okay. So make sure you do know your imperial system, okay? Because metric, we don't do that
okay,
so much
good
here.
to know.
So our next don't is when you do come to the U.S., there's a couple things you don't talk about, okay? One is gun control, and 2 is politics, because no matter where you are, you will get people on either side of the spectrum, and they will have an argument with you. So it's best just to lay off those topics, talk about the weather. Oh, wouldn't it be nicer if it was sunny today and we could go sailing? Yes,
or
that
maybe
would be much
sports.
better than
I think that's also a good topic.
Or politics. Just putting that one out there for you right now.
Okay, very good to know. But I did not have a conversation about politics or guns or everything, anything like that. So this was okay
Next
for
up
me.
you is, don't assume that all the U.S. and all the Americans are the same. Because I know a lot of people say, oh, you're a typical American. Well, it's like saying you're a typical European. Look, the U.S. has all kinds of different cultures, all kinds of different people, all kinds of different topography and scenery and stuff like that. And when you come here, don't assume it's all the same. You will see regional differences in cuisines and how people treat each other, and how everything looks, all kinds of stuff. So don't just think there's just one kind of American. They're all fat, slobby guys with ponytails. No, there's actually a lot of skinny people in America too, not just fat guys.
Yeah, this is like the stereotypes about Germany. You often hear stereotypes about Germans, and it's basically just Bavarians. And this is 1 out of 16 states here in Germany. But this is like the typical German that everybody thinks that the Germans are like that. And in some parts, it is like that, but not in every direction. And yeah, this is the same with the American people. So I truly understand that argument. And yeah, it's just good to know.
Guys like me and my buddy Jeff. There are those. So don't assume it's all the same.
Wow, that was a
so
good
do go out and
castle.
explore. And that's why I always say is if you're going to come to the U.S., go and explore different regions because you'll get a really different feel. Because going to the southeast and seeing the plantation
Wow.
homes and going to see
Great
the
architecture.
southern towns down there versus going to the northwest and Seattle and Portland, or going to San Francisco, or going to the Midwest with Chicago and Milwaukee, you're going to have a very different feel, which is really a cool thing to do. And you start to understand is, wow, the U.S. does have a lot of different cultures within it, a lot of different feelings when you go around here. And following on with that, I guess I would say another don't assume there's no culture in the U.S. because there are a lot of cultural centers out there. If you go down to New Orleans, you see a very rich culture there. You go to New York or Boston. Here in New England, you have a very distinct culture. In the Midwest with Chicago, Milwaukee, you go to the West Coast.
Okay, yeah, I never thought about like the US has no culture. As they said, it is also regional. Like in Florida, you have like a lot of Hispanic culture included, also with the Spanish background from the sailors or explorers from the US, I think. And yeah, I think that the past and the history is also included in the different cultures in specific areas, which is just awesome to see. And yeah, I just like to see that. And I never thought that the US has no culture. It's different, of course it's different in every region, but it has to be because the US is so big, it's such a big country, and to have like one culture in the whole country does not work when it is like that big. And yeah, okay guys, that was the video about the don'ts of visiting the US. Hope you guys enjoyed and also got a little insight in how it works here in Europe or in Germany. If you have any questions to me, you can ask it in the commentary section. And yeah, that was it from my part. And yeah, see you guys hopefully in my next videos. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye.